Hello, everyone. How y'all doing this evening?
Good.
Good evening.
You can hear us?
Hey y'all.
Hey,
Sorry.
I know
I
your
was having
thing
a
is.
problem getting in, so I hope my internet isn't about to go down.
I think it's you're freezing up a couple of times. Like, yeah, you got. I see it already.
Oh no. Okay. Well,
We're
I'll
gonna
log
be-
out and log back in if it gets too bad.
Oh no, you're doing good now. Just whatever just happened, it just picked up. So you look for a minute there. You look like a kung fu movie. You look like you say something, and then the words come later. I'm like, okay. Um, all right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about keeping secrets. And we're going to talk about how keeping secrets has have an impact on everything that we do on a daily basis. So we're when keeping secrets, it can be a good thing, but it also can be a bad thing. And so today we're going to talk about some of the key things about some of the bad secrets versus some of the good secrets. So, just for example, what's a bad secret? What's a bad way of keeping a secret?
Um, to me, when something can happen, like keeping a bad secret to me is whenever something can happen to where it can be detrimental to people as far as their safety or their health, and like someone won't tell it, you know what I'm saying? And then once the secret is exposed, it's too late where people done got hurt or, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes a secret, like you said, it can be good and it can be a bad secret. I think my experiences with certain people is like a lot of times certain people keep secrets because fact people feel like sometimes if I keep secrets within myself or my space, then I can judge you. You know what I'm saying? Because they think that if I keep secrets about myself or things that's going around with me, then I can judge you and you can only speculate about me because I'm not telling you some of the things that's going on in my life. So, like I said, it can be either bad or good.
Okay, Eric.
Secrets, the bad ones are not divulging information about a certain person that you know people need to know. Like, i.e., the sticky finger one. You need to let people know that. Don't keep it a secret because, see, then when something gets taken, you try to play the victim when you knew the whole time. See, now you and I going to have a problem because not only did this person do it, you knew about it and didn't tell me. How are you not to blame for that? The secrets kill figuratively and literally. You I will say there's you should not keep secrets because they can fester. They can totally go against what you think you was doing. You can end up thinking you helping when you really hurting the situation. You actually make the situation worse, especially when the secret comes out. Especially if that secret you're holding is a direct opposite of what you're trying to portray. It makes you look like boo boo the fool. Nobody trusts you anymore. Nobody will hear you what you got to say. For instance, um, holier than thou. I don't do anything wrong. Blah 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 blah. When in actuality, I've done this. And I had what babies out of wedlock. I done stole stuff. But I'm portrayed and see what people don't realize is they don't get mad at the act. They get mad at the secret that you kept because you try to portray yourself as this when in actuality that's what you are. And it shows a lot when you look at the TV. How many people their secrets come out when they were portraying themselves? It just happened. You're portraying yourself as this person. You love coach this, that, and the third, but you're not living nothing that you're preaching. So secrets, oof, don't keep them. It don't help nothing.
And it can also secrets can also affect other people too.
Mm-hmm.
Secrets they can also affect other people in a good way or even in a bad way. Like for a good way, it could be to where let's just say if I'm keeping a secret and I'm surprised and Tish and I got in touch with some of her girlfriends in South Carolina. We throwing her party. That can be like a good secret. But a bad secret can be when somebody is like a bad person and they have bad qualities about themselves, and certain people know it, but other people don't. That can be hurtful to the other person that don't know that this person can be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm keeping a secret based on, you know, maybe he been in jail before, he done killed somebody, but the family keeping it a secret because of the fact that they want this person to come in this circle. And a lot of times people be careful and cautious about who they want to be around. So if you keep secrets based on you trying to protect that person, you can hurt the other people that you're trying to protect them from.
Okay. So Tish, what's your example?
I just think that a lot of times secrets are lies.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times people tell you things that are supposed to be secrets, and because there's not always truth, the complete truth in it. So I'm just real careful about the word secret. It's a difference between being private and secretive. And I think sometimes people mix the two up. I can be private in my what goes on in my private life, but it's not necessarily a secret. It's just none of your business.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between being private, being secretive, being sneaky, being a liar. So for me, what I found most of the times when people are saying, "Oh, that's a secret, keep it a secret," is something else to it normally, because what it is people are trying to keep multiple people from coming together, the things like Marcel and Eric were saying, so that you can't figure out if they're a thief or if they're just a habitual liar. You know, and so I think a lot of times I tell people all the time, I don't tell anybody anything that I don't care if it's repeated, because then that way I don't have to fall out with anybody. If it's that deep of a secret and I don't want anyone to know, and it's my business, then I'm not gonna tell anybody. But I just feel like some things need to be told, like Eric and Marcelo were saying, because it does become detrimental to other people that are involved, especially if it involves, you know, stealing, sexual things. If there's a sexual predator, there's a reason why people have to register as sex offenders. I just think if someone's a drug addict, and that's stuff people need to know so that you can govern yourself accordingly and not have yourself exposure. Because I don't want someone who's, you know, a drug addict that's got drugs on them riding in the car with me anywhere. And then we get pulled over, and then, you know, I'm arrested blindly and didn't know that this person was an addict, but you did, and you asked me to give them a ride. I think stuff like that, when people try to normalize things that are not normal and keep it a secret, it just hurts everybody.
Right.
Okay. And see, me, I agree. I'm going to just add on to what you just said, because I think most of the time when it's a secret, it's either not a truth or something that is like people don't want to understand what the truth is. It's like you live in a lie, because you don't want people to know, and it will cause problems. Like in so many cases, like for example, our politicians, we always see it every single time where, you know, someone runs for office, and then later on we find out something that was kept away from us. It could be a little bit of everything. We see it all the time. I mean, recently, at least nowadays, it doesn't even matter if the secret comes out or not, or if the truth comes out or not, because no one really cares anymore. But like I said, if sometimes the people knew in advance what it was, they will make better decisions, or they'll make a better understanding. It's just, and like one of the things I see when we work with people daily is they don't want to tell the truth, so they'll keep it away from, because there's an agenda. There's always an agenda when someone's trying to keep something away, keep it a secret, which way you want to call it. There's a hidden agenda, and that hidden agenda can always do damage to people that don't know, and that's what's going on a lot in our country. I mean, it's real bad in our community here in Fayetteville, but it's also like a common thing in our country now.
I think also too, keeping secrets can be because of the person that say so quickly, don't tell anyone. It's something shameful in that. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes people want to keep secrets, so typically don't tell nobody because they're shameful in what you do. My thing is this: I feel like if you do the act, then don't be ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna eventually come out. So a lot of times people keep secrets because they're ashamed of what they did. Sometimes people keep secrets because of the fact that, like I said again, they want to sit high and judge other people and don't want nobody to to know all the bones and the skeletons that's gonna fall out their closet once they open the doors. So secrets, like I said, especially in the black families and stuff like that. I know we all sitting here have heard them say, "Don't tell nobody." You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you have to look at the person that's sitting here telling you don't tell nobody, because I'm like, here we go again, don't tell nobody. But then it's like, just like for instance, I seen it's a certain person that's always posted things on Facebook, and and then they got mad and they was like, well, people always got something to say, da 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 da. But I'm saying you're posting what you're going through on social media, and it's something like I said, it could be family or whatever. You posting what stuff on social media, but you mad at the family or whoever that's seeing what you posted, and then they talking about it. But I'm like, how can you get mad about you posting your personal business on social media and stuff like that? So it's not a secret. Or like when somebody says, like when somebody posts things and they say, well, right now we asking for privacy during this time. But I'm like, if you wanted privacy, you would have never posted it. So people can, because the first thing people say when things happen is like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? So how can you come back and you want it to be a secret as far as like what's going on or what happened? But then you say, but you post it socially, but then you say, well, we all respect our family privacy at this time. You don't want to put it out there.
Right.
Secret. Even though you might not know all the details of what happened, but don't, like Tisha said, if I don't want you to know something, I'm not even going to say anything. So don't put it out there, and then people start asking questions, and then all of a sudden now you're like, I respect my privacy. You should have respected it when you didn't put it on social media.
But sometimes, I will say this: we have this thing called the jail report, and all these different crime, like where it posts automatically your business, like if something's going on with you. So I've seen a lot of people say, respecting the family's privacy during this time because they didn't have a choice that it was posted. It was posted without it, like literally, if you get arrested here or if anything happens with you here, it's posted like on social media. It's in the gas stations and the dollar paper and everything.
Actually post personal things, and then they say, like they say.
Well, I'm saying that to say this: that situation right there still can be. I could see someone still asking for privacy in that moment too, because what I've learned with social media is sometimes people, because of their opinions, things tend to accelerate faster, and so it's happening in a time frame. And I've seen people post stuff, and then I read it one way, somebody else read it another way, and so I can see that person, in that situation coming back and saying, respect my privacy, because obviously somebody done took something out of content. But I get what you're saying about the people who even like with their relationships and stuff. I'm like, I'm in this relationship with y'all too. Y'all been posting about it, so I want to know what happened. Why y'all broke up? Look, why y'all divorced? So I get that. But I also know when you use social media for an example, it's just some of that stuff is not true, just period. Like it's somebody lying on the person they posting about, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You gotta understand what comes with public domain. It's not private; it's public. So you stand that chance anytime you post anything. You opening yourself up to that. So the best thing to do is to not post, because if you post, somebody gonna say something. There are some miserable typewriter thugs out there, straight miserable.
Yeah, everything here always got something.
Them MTTs, they're miserable. This is what they look for. Oh, gotta be negative. Gotta be this, looking for stuff. They ain't got nothing better to do. I'm gonna post it. No. the whole purpose, my whole purpose in life is to be as transparent as possible. If you see me in '96, I'm the same person today as I was back then. And 99.9% of people will say, yeah. But when people sit there and it's like, Eric, because see, they think about them little secrets you try to keep. And like it was said earlier, secrets are another word for lies. Just gotta love this English language. You don't want nobody to know, so you figure if I live my life like this and I keep it a secret who I really am, it's not gonna show. Well, gotta love the internet. There are lots of people being exposed now because you're not living what you're preaching. And that is a really bad, that is a detriment, that's a character flaw for you to do that. For you to sit there and actually be this way, but you want everybody to think that you're this way, and when it comes out, you sitting there looking like boo-boo fool.
Well, yeah, like the example where the man and the woman that was cheating, they got exposed, and so that's a good example.
Oh,
of
the
where,
secret, yeah.
Yeah, they felt like the Coldplay. I guess you remember that Mario? It was all over the news. The guy, the CEO, and the girl that got exposed at the concert.
HR.
So he felt like it was a secret that I was having an affair, but he felt like Coldplay, they exposed him because they put the big old screen on him and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's like you out here in public without your wife, you cheating, and then you at a concert, you can't tell that person. Nobody would not. You don't know who gonna be shown on the screen.
And they do.
Nobody wouldn't have known none the wiser if they would have just kept on just rocking and swaying.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about a liar.
I'm trying to figure out what y'all talking about because that's the first time hearing about it.
You haven't seen that, man.
It's been everywhere. They got everybody throwing everybody to the side now.
Yeah.
And everything. Basically, like she said, they were at a concert and it was the CEO of a company and the HR, the head of HR, and they were having an affair. And they were at a concert, and you know how the Jumbotron, the TV, whatever. And instead of them just continuing to sway, like they just, I would have played it on off. He just basically threw this. It was obvious they were, doing something they shouldn't have been doing.
So he came back and said that, he felt like it was set up,
invading the privacy,
and you invaded their privacy and stuff like that. No, how somebody invade your privacy in a public place and you all outside at a concert? And so she was married as well too. So yeah. So it's been all on the news. Everybody doing the little memes on it and everything. I can't believe you ain't seen that, Mario.
No, I don't look. I haven't had time to really watch the news like I used to.
Right.
So I really haven't been paying anything. I mean,
honest,
I haven't really had time to do anything.
So he resigned, and it's just a mess. Yeah.
Secrets kill.
Right.
But he had other stuff going on, secrets and stuff.
Yeah, he did.
What's the old saying? Whatever's done in the dark always come to light anyway. So I think sometimes what happens with people like that is, or just people in general who are not truthful, is you're just being, it's karma. You're instant karma nowadays.
Right.
So because that's just one of them you needed to be told on, sir. You done ran clear out. You out here just doing whatever you want to do.
Right.
Yes. And usually a person lies and secrets, you can pretty much use the same words in a sentence. They interchangeable because usually a person told one lie, he done told several. A person that's keeping secrets, it ain't just one. There's a few of them, there's a couple of them, because you keep one secret, you got to make up another secret to try to cover that one up, just like with lies. So anybody that gets exposed for holding secrets, 9 times out of 10 is more. Is more secrets than that. It's more than that. But I don't understand why it's so hard to just be transparent.
I think the one secret that people do a lot, and I don't understand it, is like if they've had a diagnosis or something, like if they're sick, that one confuses me. Now, maybe somebody can help me to understand that, but I've never understood if you have cancer or something, something that could kill you. why is it, why does it have to remain a secret? I mean, some people hold on. To me, that will make you sicker to be sick like that and not have a support system. That makes me concerned about the type of people somebody has around them. Because I mean, is it just me? But I've seen a lot of that where somebody said, well, that person's been sick for years. They just didn't want nobody to know. But why not? Like, I don't understand.
That's something that when it comes to stuff like that, I mean, again, that's more of a personal choice. That's not really a secret. That's like a personal choice if you want people to know about your health. Because your health situation, I think it should be something that's more of a choice. I don't think
I get what you're saying, but then when it becomes where you want these GoFundMe's and all this stuff, then that was a secret. That's not just a choice anymore, because now you asking other people for their money or their prayers or their support, or now you want people to turn and move mountains to come see about you or to do things of that. That's what I'm talking about. I think there's a thin line even with that. Like, I get it at work, you can't talk about things, it's HIPAA. Like, I'm totally tapped into that part. I'm talking about in your circle of people that you're supposed to trust and love. I think this is a great example of, we want to keep secrets, but if somebody else is sick, you'll see these same people telling all of somebody else's business. But they want their stuff to be a secret and remain private. I have a problem with those type of character people, because if my business and I'm choosing to make a choice to keep mine private and secret, then I'm not going to expose everybody else's too. So if I'm keeping whatever I'm going through a secret, I don't get to divulge your information all over the place and then say, oh, for the sake of a secret, it was my choice to keep mine a secret. But every time you turn around, I've got people in my circle who I watch do this. They constantly pray for this person, pray for this person. Do you kind of find out they been sick and they ain't said a word, So it's like you can't. It's almost falling along the lines where people are misusing misery loves company, like where it's almost like they're getting off on somebody else being sick, but making it like there's nothing wrong with them. Right. If that makes sense. So I just see people kind of misuse sickness in a way too, and then cover it up with, well, it's my secret, it's my choice to tell it or not. I respect that, but don't be telling other people business. If it's good for the goose, it needs to be good for the gander. If it's your choice not to tell if something's going on with you, don't divulge other people's information too. That's a time that I think you should be keeping someone else's secret if it's something you wouldn't even tell about yourself. If you ain't gonna tell about yourself, why would you go around telling stuff about other people? I don't agree.
I think that's more of a gospel, like people running their. It's like gossip and rumors, because secret is, if I say to just keep this a secret, that's one thing. But like what I think more of what you're talking about falls into the realm of people gossiping.
But that's how secrets go. It started off that way, and then it turned. That's the part we don't want to connect the dot to. That it starts off that way, and then it turns into the other way because somebody along in the way is being messy. That's what I'm saying. It's that's why I don't like secrets. I tell people, don't tell me certain things because it's going to be at my discretion whether or not I address it. You don't get to tell me depending upon what it is, whether or not I can address it. So I don't want to be told certain things.
Well, here's a good example. I'll put it out there now because it's on Facebook and it's my family, but we talk about secrets. I just found out that one of my cousins he's sick. He's dying. The doctor said that they don't know how much long he got, right? So good.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, his sisters, his closest family, they all went in a group chat and they was telling each other, but we didn't find, you know what I'm saying? So we had to find out on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm
and that's what kind of made me feel I got sad because of the fact that he's one of my. I mean, that's my cousin. You understand what I'm saying? My first cousin. It's like it made me sad because I'm like, oh my God, like the doctor's like, there's nothing else they can do. But then it's like, if we wouldn't have saw it on Facebook, I found out that all my other cousins, which is his siblings and stuff, they done went in a group chat on with certain people in the family, and they said something about it. And I'm like, and then my daughter texted me the day from Florida. She's like, Mama, what's going on with such and such? Because she read it on Facebook too. So my thing is, this is like, it's just crazy to me. Like, it's not a secret, family, because it's on Facebook. But then y'all wanna put it in a group chat with only certain people, but it's not a secret no more because he the one that's sick, he's telling it. He's saying anybody that I have hurt, can y'all please forgive me? You know, he said y'all pray for me, da 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 da. But that's why I'm saying it's just crazy to me. It's like
that's what I'm saying. It's those things that I think the word secret is kind of like some of the other words. We misuse it.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't really see that as a secret. I just see that as people don't want to communicate. That's a little bit different for me because you're saying y'all are saying secret, but I don't really see it that way.
Mario, in my family, I'm talking about my family because it's my family. It's a secret. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's why I use the word secret, because I understand what you and Tisha both saying, but it is a secret. It's sad because the fact that, like Tisha said, now when something happened, we need money to bury this person. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we was like, dang, he was sick or she was sick.
Yeah, it's like you get blindsided.
Marcella, what is going on with such and such? And I'm like, you know, and it's just so sad. It's like I told my husband, I said it breaks my heart because the fact that that's my family, and it's like it's a secret, Mario. Trust me when I tell you about my family, and it's sad. And they probably
it's not just your family, Sal. It's a lot of that. Period. Right. That's one of those generational curse things we need to break.
It's sad. It's just bad.
I guess what I'm thinking about, like some of the bad secrets are the ones that really do a lot of damage over the years. I guess that's what I'm thinking about, because eventually, if someone doesn't want to tell that they're dying, eventually they're going to die. And you're going to find out. But I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm just saying it's like
that's a bad secret to keep.
Mario, Tisha, but my cousin that they say they can't do nothing for. He the one put it out there. He's telling everybody where everybody else was trying to keep it a secret. But they probably now fussing about, why did he tell everybody? Because that's his business. He has a right.
I mean, it's his life. I mean,
right. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, it's not funny, but I mean, the situation is not funny, but it's like you can't.
It's sad. It's just sad.
But that is the mindset of people who want to keep secrets. And that's the part that we never touch on. We skate all around it and say it's choices, it's this, it's that. And I respect that too. But at the end of the day, some people keep unnecessary secrets. And they do it all in the sake of controlling a narrative. It has nothing to do with anything that makes any logical good sense other than, like you said, is rooted in gossip and just secrets. Just to have a secret, just that. Like I'll have some family members, I've had to have them stop calling me because they'll call and it'll be something that's obvious and they'll say, don't tell nobody.
Right.
But it's obvious. Like, why? What are we doing? Like, then to me, that's when it becomes gossip. Like, why did you call and tell me?
Let me ask each one of y'all a question. What do y'all consider? And just think about it real quick. What do y'all consider immediate family? Tell me who all that includes, please.
It's everybody. I mean, I don't have you may not want to ask me about my family dynamics because I don't see family the way other people see it.
I understand, but I'm saying though, what like, I understand that, but I'm saying, what do you feel? What is immediate family? Like, just like really, what do y'all think immediate family is? Because I know, I mean,
the definition is
me and just brothers, sisters, and father, mother. That's my immediate. That's it.
No, immediate family is cousins, aunts, uncles.
No, I don't. See, I don't. Me, and I guess I'm saying everybody's different because cousins, aunts, they're not immediate family to me.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying, because that's a choice that you say what is immediate family. But
I mean, and that's also kind of like how when you look at society, though. When you look at society does not recognize aunts, uncles, and cousins as its immediate family.
Whoever you can get bereavement days for, that's immediate family.
Right. I mean, because like I know in the military, it's like you have to. when military, the only time the Red Cross would do something for you in most cases is if it's your brother, sister, father, mother. You have to define when you start reaching out to your aunts and uncles and cousins. You have to go into detail. Why is this person considered your immediate family?
But I'm saying if you choose who our immediate family is, because if you actually, I'm just basically saying if you look at everybody has a different version of what immediate family is. Even when it comes to jobs, like you said, the military, it's your mama, your daddy, probably your grandma sometimes too, your sister and brother. But I'm saying that when you look up the word immediate family in the dictionary, it names all the uncle, cousin, stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. But that's why I was asking. Everybody chooses what they say immediate family is. But I'm saying, like, for instance, like if somebody passed away in your family, like an aunt, right? And then they say that the only people that can come to the viewing is the immediate family, that's when it starts damaging the family. Whenever sisters can't go see their sisters at the viewing, nieces can't go see their aunts at the viewing. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But then, like you said, then it's like, then all of a sudden now they have this expectation of you, since they control the narrative of how family's supposed to be, or the immediate family, stuff like that. Like Tisha said, now I need GoFundMe money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't get to pick and choose with me, like when I can be part of your family because of the fact that you need something. You see what I'm saying? Or so that's why your family can be. I guess it's based on.
Of course, it's defined by the person.
It's defined by the person in that family,
right? Because everybody's definition of immediate family is different.
I respect what you say, Mario. I respect your immediate family.
I guess it's a preference type thing, like
that's more of a preference.
However you prefer to accept people.
Right.
Who's ever in charge or overseeing is the one that says who gets to go see whatever. What we have to do as a people is acknowledge and accept it. That's what it is. You may not like it, but you have to accept it. And a lot of times we don't like it, and we express that. But you can't change it because that's what the person said. That's who overall in charge. That's who
I guess I'm gonna say this. It has a lot to do with your upbringing too, because
I was about to say that too.
Yeah, it really has a lot to do with your upbringing. Because, like me,
you always said,
like I said, my history and my family is different than everybody else's. Like we weren't, for example, I was never raised. We were always away from our family. I'll say our cousins and aunts and uncles because we were in the military, so we never really were close like that. But when you grow up, like I said, if you grow up like in a village atmosphere where throughout the whole street you got your cousins, your aunts, everybody live on the same street, or they live in the same city or town, it's a lot different than being raised up where you're not connected to your aunts, uncles, cousins. So it's a different. The dynamics are built differently, and so it has a lot more to do with your upbringing. Because me, it wouldn't bother me if someone tell me I couldn't go to the funeral. It wouldn't bother me not one bit, but that's just how I am. I mean, I'm not a person that I mean, I can say I don't care, but it's not going to be it's just not going to bother me not one way or the other.
Well, I think it's also your dynamics, like you just said, Mario. It's basically sometimes
right.
Was raised stuff like that. Like we was raised with all our cousins and stuff like that.
Right. See, that's different. Right. See,
all my mom's sisters, they was always together, all that. But when everybody started growing up, becoming adults, they started doing like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just started pulling apart. So yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's more of your dynamics and grow. And then, like I said, when it comes to family secrets, I mean, family secrets are the most. Well, I would say those are the most dangerous ones across the board. Is because with family secrets, that's where if someone did something and they don't want other people to know about it, and they keep it a secret, but then it does damage to the person or the people that are involved. Those are the most deadliest. Those are the secrets that do the most damage.
Right.
If you coming around and it's something that could affect anyone that's coming around, to me, it shouldn't be kept a secret. I think where we have to make sure we break that down, Mario hit it earlier when he said it's about communication. And we have to understand it's literally was beaten into us as a people to keep secrets and not know how or be able to communicate. Right. So just like everything else that we've had to intentionally undo and redo and recreate, it's the same thing with our family dynamics and how we communicate. because I had the pleasure of going on a tour about history, our history, a good part of it, and just to even find out something as simple as how we put our hands on our hips was a secret way of communicating. So there were gestures and just things that we had to do when we did not have the rights as people to communicate. There's mindsets that we need to break out of now as family, friends, or foe, that we don't have to keep these secrets anymore. Like there's nothing that says that certain things have to be a secret anymore. Especially if you know it's going to hurt, harm, or danger someone else. So I think that's because if you look at, and I'm not being funny, but if you look at the baby boomer generation, that is the generation of the most secrets ever.
Right.
Like they could be like top secret undercover agents. You would never know. Like they were groomed to keep secrets. So when you start dealing with like the older generation, 80s, those people 70, 80, they don't know how to do anything but keep secrets a lot of times. I mean, they because they didn't have a voice, they didn't have a open line of communication. So I think it's very important that we define what a secret is, when it's appropriate to have a secret or not. Because at the end of the day, I think we just hit it. It's a choice. It's your choice. But when you tell certain things to people, you got to understand, depending upon a person's job too, they have an obligation to divulge certain information. So you can't tell certain things to certain people depending upon their job, and because they have an obligation to report. Yeah. So you have to be cognizant of the position that you're putting people into when you're carrying around all your little secrets. Look.
Yeah, because like for example, Billy was late for getting to work. That's why the bus was late getting to the school. Stuff like that. It's like people will keep stuff, and then like later on, you come find out the reason why Billy was late was because he was drinking and didn't know how to really drive the bus, and then then all of a sudden now we're like, okay, we should have done something because we knew Billy was had DUIs and everything, and we did nothing about it. But we knew it, but we just didn't do nothing about it.
Now Billy crashed the bus with the children in it drunk, and you could have stopped it last week when you knew Billy was late because he was drunk. Right. So I agree. I agree.
Then also, secrets can also mean favoritism too. People can keep secrets based on the person who they keeping a secret from. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at it that way as well too. Like Tisha said, I'll tell your business, but I won't tell their business. Right. So yeah, secrets can also be based upon who that person they trying to protect.
Right. Because then that becomes an agenda. Because then there's an agenda attached to that one. I'm not going to tell the secret because I'm trying to get a promotion.
But a lot of times secrets have agendas.
Right.
People have an agenda for telling you the secret.
And I mean, that's
majority. I tell somebody a secret to see if they're gonna go back to tell to see if I can trust them. And I say, if you got to do all that, just don't trust the person.
But people do that. The people messy like that. I'm gonna test your loyalty. I'm gonna make up something to see if you're gonna go back and say something.
Right.
And then if that happened and they come to you and say, well, I just try to trust your loyalty, then I'm like, I'm not even fooling with you anyway, because the fact that you sit here, you know what I'm saying? It's like you already messy trying to, like I said, just don't do that. Just be transparent and be open and honest about things and stuff like that. If you don't want somebody to know something, then just don't tell them. Just
right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that you can't. When somebody come tell you something that it's a hush hush. Like Tisha said, it's based on really like I'm the same way too. If I feel like I need to go tell Mario something because it's gonna hurt him and his family, I'm telling him. It might be a secret to you, but it's not a secret to me. That, you know what I'm saying? So we know we know when a secret is really important to not tell. You know what I'm saying? Like we really do. So yeah.
Because to me, if you wait until something bad happens and tell it, then
it's too late.
It's too late then. Like you could have took preventive measures.
Right.
And that's what I see a lot of people do too. Then they'll start saying like they psychic or something. I knew No, 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 no. If you knew, you should have said something. Look.
But like I said, in 2025, it really nowadays it doesn't even matter. It really doesn't matter if the secret comes out or not, because most time people don't even like I said, doesn't even care. I mean, look at all the when we go back to politics
Ooh,
right now, it don't matter secret, no secret. It could be, I mean, it could be a crazy secret. It doesn't phase anybody.
hmm.
So
I think we've all gotten numb, you think, to just
yeah, I think that's what it is that a lot of us have gotten numb to drama. It's like now people just don't care. Like I know I'm extremely numb to drama because it's just too much of it.
I'm like, okay, child.
I mean, the thing, you're right, because I was looking at the thing today, and now there's a secret cover up. Y'all saw the thing where the man got sucked into the MRI machine with his necklace, and
Yeah.
so now they trying to say he came in the room on his own. Then they saying no, he was told to come in the room. So now you got people being covering up because that's a big old lawsuit. You know what I mean? But
That's why now we gotta have cameras everywhere we go.
right, that
Because,
there you
like,
go, Mario. I was like, because now you
like-
can say y'all didn't have enough security. Because
Right.
how was he able to get in the room? Like it's so many.
I've had MRIs done, and you had to go from you get checked in. They say take this and this off.
Right. That's what I said. Yeah.
And you're not there by yourself either.
It's called magnetic
Because
resonance.
I was trying my best to figure out how did that happen because
So
But
that
again, something was going back to that little example you just somewhere along the line, somebody has stopped following protocols. There's
Mhm.
gonna be a secret that's about to come out about somewhere along the line. Look,
and that's when something bad happens, that's when all the truth comes out.
that's
Yeah,
right.
you
Them
admit
secrets.
guilt. You admit guilt with your dumb answers. He did it on his own. So how did he get in there? That's a multi-million-dollar machine.
Somebody had to
That
say,
should have
yeah.
been somebody there to check him in and then take him over there
Whoever
and tell
checked
him
him
to take
in,
off.
they didn't do their job. They
Right.
just they did like this. They're messed up. They trying to blame him.
Every
now.
time I've taken one, not one time did they say any metal that you have, take it off, put it in this little basket, go in there, or you claustrophobic. No. Okay, you're going to go in there, you're going to take 30 minutes, you get on out. So I was never in there by myself. So
Yeah.
how is it
By
that he
yourself.
go all the way in there with a $20-30 million machine and get choked by a magnet? That don't even make sense. Listen to yourself. But
Because
then-
my thing is, I like what I said. I don't think MRI machine have chain. I was like, so now it was a neck chain that he had on.
He had on a neck chain that had a lock on it. Like I guess it was something he wore for symbolizing something.
Oh,
But
But
everybody, but okay, again, well, I guess if you never had an MRI before but it's like, I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking all the darn signs, the warning signs don't have any metal. I mean, I was trying my best to figure out
I
how
think
was that
that
even
the
possible?
facility had been negligent in many ways. And so you have your laxy daisy coworkers, and instead of you following procedure and holding each other accountable, again, like what you said, we've gotten numb. I think a lot of people have gotten numb. That's why I say this is a good example of some secrets that's about to come out. Look.
Anytime something bad happens, then
Mhm.
like, okay, well, dang, why did he, like, just like, for example, every time, like, we've had all those car accidents, that one car accident that killed that family on Christmas.
Mhm.
Oh, well, what happened? Well, the person's car didn't have insurance, they suspended license, everything about that was a secret or kept away from people all of a sudden starts coming out.
right.
And I think that's the problem in our society is it always goes back to accountability.
Yep.
And how
It always come back to accountability. People just don't want to be held accountable anymore.
No.
So it becomes a secret. It becomes a lie. It becomes everything but the truth.
right. And how many times, y'all, have we been back to the doctor's office without them telling us to go back there? We don't know what room to go to. We never go back there to any kind of testing, like whether we're getting a shot, MRI, ultrasound, none of that. Somebody has to direct us
Go
to that.
to room 3.
Yes, that
Right.
you sit in the office. I mean, sit in
Most
the,
places you gotta be escorted.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Go to exam room 3. They punch you to it and they
So,
walk right behind you.
Whoever called that young man or one young woman to the front, I mean to the back to go to the MRI machine, they messed up. They did that. They did
Right. I mean,
kind of
but But let's go back and look at the quality workers that we're getting now in these places.
Right.
Our healthcare right now, they're desperate. As long as you have a post, they're going to hire you. And that's just the issues that we're running into nowadays. Is we're getting people that are not qualified to be in these jobs
because the greed has taken over. They realize they put it out there. You get certified, and then you can get these jobs. But what they realize is once you're certified, I got to pay you a certain amount. Well, I'm just not going to pay the certain amount. I'm just going to get anybody with a post, like you said, I'm going to get them in here. I don't have to pay them what I would if they were certified, which makes no sense to me. I would want somebody certified so I can sleep at night. But you didn't do that. You went the greed route, and now you looking like Boo Boo the Fool once again, coming up with these dumb excuses that he choked himself. That don't even make sense. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. You just admitted guilt. You just admitted guilt in that statement right there.
Because y'all have to be the one, like I said. Just like the time that employee got locked in the freezer.
Oh yeah.
To death. You know what I'm saying? And it's like my cousin's job, she works in the freezer, and every time I go see her, we can go in there and the freezer door closed behind us and it does not lock at all. From the outside, it don't. So you have to have safety precautions too. So I
think sometimes people be secretly hating you.
Right, yeah, that too.
Yeah, so
that too.
That freezer.
That's freezer. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know now. That I think
by the front of that door. I'm claustrophobic, so I can't do it.
But see, the problem I had with that one was, so it take a while for the human body to freeze. So where was the manager at, supervisor, whoever? You supposed to know who on shift, and you supposed to be periodically checking to make sure everybody doing what they're supposed to do. How do you lose accountability to one person?
But you know what, Eric? I'm gonna say this. This is one of the rude awakenings I got when I retired from the military. The way we hold people accountable in the military, they don't come nowhere close to doing
Nowhere near
on how we hold people accountable.
Nowhere near it.
And the way leadership in the military and leadership in civilian work are completely day and night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like accountability is like it's like the stuff that they get away with, the stuff at McDonald's. Like you could just look at different places, and you can see how the leadership is piss poor just by what the employee is able to do and say.
The movies that's based on a true story, those right there tell a story too. What's it called? Open Water. It was based on a true story. They go out on this little thing where you go scuba diving.
It was like 10 of them.
Well, 2 of them didn't make it back on the boat. They go back.
They forgot. They didn't know they weren't on the boat.
They go back and say we only had. No, I'm serious. They go back. Look it up. They go back and say they only had 8. So when the camera showed, and even the people that was on the boat said it was 10. Oh, we forgot them and left them out there. Like,
wow.
Yo, that's your job. I'm here to go scuba diving. You supposed to be the professional. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, don't miss the people where they at.
And I think they was out there, Mario, for like 2 days or maybe a day or something.
Oh wow! Yeah, okay.
Finally ate them.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know that because when you know that you have 10 people on your boat, when y'all take off, y'all only got 8. Come on now, y'all know y'all had 10 people because you have to have everybody's name on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did y'all?
They took their money.
They put people in the middle of the ocean.
I bet it was a few, probably $500 a person.
Well, I bet you that wasn't the first time. Another secret that somebody done been left or almost left. It's like people don't see the warning signs as something that's bigger that's going to come, and they'll cover it up, keep a secret that they don't know what they're doing, or either they're struggling and need clarity. That's the thing, and it's like, and then they'll, instead of being honest about it, they won't say anything, which is a secret, when they could have asked just a simple question.
Right.
And how many times could something be avoided by just getting clarity or asking a simple question?
And the dumber the excuse is, like he hung himself, equates to the longest they've been doing that. The dumber the question, the dumber the answer, the longer they've been doing that. Because there's no thought process going into, they just figured it's gonna blow up just like the last one. His coffee was hot. And just move right along and just go right along. I mean,
Going to the original point, most secrets are rooted in lies
yes,
or deceit of some sort.
yes,
Because
yes.
think about it, if my secret is just about me, it's not going to affect y'all. So if I'm keeping a secret and it don't affect nobody else, right? Then it's not harmful to anyone.
Right.
But most of the time, what I'm realizing with people is the secrets that they keep, they are detrimental, like we've said, to other people and very harmful. That's why we're seeing all these silly, neglectful deaths, because these people aren't qualified to do the job. Let's just keep it the truth. The secret in America is bum 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 bum.
We had slavery.
Racist. Look,
Yeah.
most people are racist. Woo, the secret's out. And why are we having what we're having going on in politics right now? Bum, 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 because America has never dealt with this racism issue. We keep covering it up, keep covering it up, keep covering it up. I keep saying the more I dig until we deal with slavery and the impact it had, because see, here's the thing about slavery, the secret. Wasn't just black people that was impacted. We were impacted the longest and the worst, but there were not just black people that were slaves. So, we that's the part nobody want to talk about, because then it makes the playing field equal, where we can all rise in a power together to understand that we were all suppressed in many ways into this position of either you're rich or you're poor. So that's the other secret nobody wants to really talk about. That's why it's easier to get rid of history or rewrite it to look a certain way so that there's constant division. So that's the next thing people do with secrets. They use them to keep people divided.
Or make a holiday to try to make you to throw off on what the true meaning behind that holiday is. Just saying.
I mean, it's if we look at it, our whole life is built on secrets. Like everything is until you start going to dig for, like, hey, why do I do this? Or why do I behave? Why is this a certain? And you start digging for everything that we think there's a problem for, there's a solution. But if someone wouldn't have kept a secret, we could have been solved it. I haven't found one thing yet about our history that there wasn't a secret somewhere involved. It's crazy. And it's like, oh God, I keep finding out one thing after another. Like, it's like, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I was today years old. Oh, that was a secret too.
And that's why there's molestation throughout the families, because of the fact that it starts with one person, and then they mess with this person. And then the people that know about it, they cover it up, and then he's able to do it again to this person and then that person. So yeah, it's just a repeated cycle. If somebody don't get it out or kill the person that's out here touching people.
You brought up an excellent point earlier, the secret of favoritism within the family. This person that you call a favorite, you will keep the secret that they should have never been to school. You try to make them more than what they are. You keeping all this other stuff away from them. And then when it comes out, you want everybody to forgive. Mostly with secret, you want them to forget and just give you a pass and let it keep going. I showed favoritism because, this and that. I thought this, and then you should forget about that because I'm your aunt and just let it be. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. You are guilty once you decide, I'm going to keep that secret. You expect to be forgiven. No, that's not how that works. You chose to keep something. More often than not, a secret is something that's detrimental to the people around you. You chose to keep that and not divulge that, and now you confused as to why we're mad and don't want to deal with you no more. Because I need to know that. Because I will not have that person or persons in my 5 feet of space.
I don't like secrets.
No, no.
I just don't. I just every time somebody say, I'm gonna tell you something, keep it a secret, I start cringing. I have just started saying, don't even tell me because
Don't tell me because I'm gonna
it
tell
just, I
everybody.
don't even
I'm
want to
gonna
know.
I'm gonna get on
Like,
Facebook and blast it like blah.
Don't
yeah,
even leave. Don't
I
even,
don't even want to know no more because
Right.
most of the time it's gonna come back and bite me in the butt some type of way for even just knowing. Look,
now, when they say, hey, can you keep a secret? I'm gonna throw a surprise party for Mario. You be like,
now that's different.
whoo, yeah, okay, I got you, brother. I got you.
I can do that. Look,
I can do
and
that.
then I gotta work real hard to keep that secret too, because they're messing around me talking to Mario. He say he got something else to do
I'm gonna
that
tell
day.
it. Don't look. Don't
We done
tell me.
messed
No, I'm
around
gonna
and
tell you.
told,
I'm
but
gonna
wait
get
a
on
minute, you
Facebook.
got a party that day.
I'm gonna get on Facebook. I look. I'm gonna put
Hey,
dancing.
don't
I'm gonna
even
put
tell
dancing
me
man
about
and
the
everything.
secret party neither. Never mind. Just
So right here, it's hard to keep a secret from him. He knows it. He's like, baby, you don't go sit down somewhere.
I'm
Like,
very
ain't-
perceptive.
Mind your business now. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
you're
I'm very
inquisitive. Look, you're inquisitive.
Yes,
Yeah,
guilty
right.
as charged my whole life.
Always trying to look, Tisha and Mario, always trying to figure out what I'm doing.
What's out of place? What don't look right?
I'm gonna tell you. If they tell me, I'm telling you everything.
That's my baby. That's my baby girl. Boy.
That's some good stuff right here, though.
There
Well,
wasn't no secrets.
Well, let me ask this last question because we're at 7. This last question. So, in reality, a secret is a lie.
Yes,
How many of y'all agree with that?
yes, 100%. I put two. If I had more hands, I'd raise them too.
Yeah, because if it's not a lie at that moment that you telling that secret, it's gonna be a lie. Right, for real though. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It's the making of a lie, right?
Yes, you got the main ingredient, that secret. You go ahead, you're gonna turn into a lie, big time, and it's always detrimental. See, you are keeping the secret. It don't affect you; it affects those around you. That's what people don't understand. That keep these secrets. It's detrimental to everybody around you because you're not telling them this pertinent information, and they're having people in their space that they will never have in their space, and that's not fair to them. You need to let them know. That is your job. Don't be self-centered. Just tell them, hey, look. Because see, when they find out, you know what I'm saying, something simple as.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick. Have somebody ever kept a secret, right? But you found out the secret and you felt like you had a right to know because maybe it was somebody close to you, and you go to that person and you tell them what the secret was that they was trying to keep. And then they say, who told you? How you find out? And I'm like, does it matter? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when you know that, you know what? When they first say, well, how did you find out and who told you? Really? Really? So obviously it wasn't a secret if now other people know, you know what I'm saying? But it's like they surprised at the fact that you know the secret. I'm like,
that's why I don't like secrets. Just
right. I'm like, it's just too much. It just
Mario hit it earlier. Most of the time it turns into gossip.
You always look like a
And that's why I guess with me, I've never really came across a major secret throughout my family because you could see what's going on in our family. So it's like it wasn't really a secret.
But that's the thing though. You see that going on.
Everybody,
and they still try to keep it secret, even though you know.
I know.
Even
So my thing is, in our society today, our world would be a better place if everybody was transparent.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Because see, but then the society try to flip it on you and make it seem like you being transparent is bad.
I'm telling y'all, our biggest issue in society is race.
right.
Race has dictated a lot of the issues that we continue to have. People have racial agendas and it causes issues, racist or biased agendas. And the secret is a lot of people are racist. It have nothing to do with not liking you, not doing a good job, not doing this, not doing that. A lot of the issues are predicated on the biggest secret, which is a lot of people are straight up and down racist.
That's true.
And if they would go ahead and just be honest about why they vote for what they vote for, we're seeing it every day. It's nothing else that doesn't make sense other than
Right.
You trying to protect something that is not even worth protecting. Is causing more harm than good to everybody around you. So
To yourself, thinking
I'll
that
take it one step farther and just say I don't think it's racist. I just think people. I want to say more of a lie. It's just that people live a lie more than anything else because in reality, it's all about people not living in the truth.
well they
Racism,
don't, yeah.
everything, that all falls under a lie. Everything.
they're racist.
Everybody
They
wants
know
to
they're
live in a lie.
No, they race. When I talk about that, I'm talking about your bias and your racism. You're
Right.
biased. You're racist against a lot of things. Like it's our what we see. It's like this propaganda of, like y'all said, oh, I'm this person, but and then they hide. People hide behind religion. They hide behind. It's a whole bunch of stuff that if we would, like you said, just be transparent and honest, it frees you from the bondage of that. Because I don't see a color, I see people. If you doing ignorant stuff, you just ignorant. I don't care what color you are, but it's some people that they will keep a secret for somebody because they feel sorry for them, because if they have anything going on that they just it's just crazy. Like I said, it's sectioning off stuff based on your own biased notions of what you want the world to look like. But you got to consider everybody. We all have to live in the world together. It's not about me. Right.
Be honest to tell me straight up that they don't like me instead of just trying to be, you know what I'm saying? Like pretending that I respect you more if you say that I don't like you, and then that way I know how to deal with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of you being in my space and it's a lie. It's like you're in my space for a reason.
Right.
Don't
That's
do
what I
that.
said. I just go back to where it's a lie. If everybody lived in the truth, we wouldn't have all these problems in the world. But everybody wants to live a lie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Because
That's what-
it's you right. That's all it boils down to.
because
Yeah.
everybody wants to live a lie. Nobody wants to live in the truth. Everybody wants to live a lie. I mean, every day we deal with it daily. I mean, I got people that don't want to tell the truth just because they have an agenda to get something for nothing. I mean, that's like a daily thing where people live in lies, either to get something, or they have another agenda to just do whatever.
Well, I'm gonna add it to what you said, Mario. Like you said, it's a lie, but I think, like Tisha said too, I'm gonna put it together. It is racism and it's lies. So we have racist liars. You know what I'm saying? Even though a lot of people lie so much, but I think that lying, yeah, that's really it. But I think that the main problem really is race. I think it's undercoverly racism, and they try to act like they don't. It's so much racism out here to where, like you said, now when we first started, it was like they don't try to hide it. You know what I'm saying?
I guess my thing is when y'all say racism, see, to me it's like you deal with more lies than you deal with racism. You deal with more people lying.
They got to be I honestly think that when I say racism, it's racism amongst us as Black people against each other. It's all kinds of racism and bias, by being biased, or just all kinds of stuff. That's the stuff, the secret. If you can't deal with and face the fact that you have biased opinion about people, or you keep secrets about how you really feel about a certain race or class of people, this is what we're seeing exploding every day. And I've been sitting up here watching the potholes blow off the streets now for years, and I'm going, what's going on? Like, what is the root of, why is it just so much every day, just chaos about stuff?
And now it's coming out because
it's like it's coming out
and now we are missed it, but now they feel like we can really do it now because that's what we got in the White House. You know what I'm saying?
That's the biggest secret. That's the biggest American secret, is that our issue is racism.
It is.
It is. At the end of the day, we
I guess it depends on how you. I think it depends on what you deal with on a daily basis. I don't see it as racism. I see it more of people just want to live in a lie. I mean, because most of the conflicts and issues that I've come across and dealt with is just people just don't want to face up to the truth. I mean, racism. I've never really got hit with racism as like, I guess, I mean, racism in my whole lifetime, I probably came across racism maybe 6 or 7 times. So that to me is more people don't want to live a lie.
You're dealing with it every day with how those people are being treated at those hotels. That's not that's
That's not
that's
racism. That's a lie.
racist.
That's like people living in lies. That's a
But
whole
that's
different
the
situation.
secret is because all these lies form from the secret that we don't have a race issue and we do. It's not equal.
And I guess that's more of how you look at it. I will say I will agree to disagree because I just don't see it that way. Where like to me, it's like I have more problems with us than I do with white people or any other
But
race.
that's what I
So
just
that's why I
said.
say
Racism
I
is
can't really
not
say
black
it's
and white.
racism. It's more of like lies that people want to live lies versus living the truth.
But it's not just black and white. That's where we get confused at. That's why I said it can be us against us that's having a race war. It's that's why I'm saying race as a whole has been made to seem like it's just one way or another. That's the secret. That's what keeps holding us back is us thinking that it's us against another color. It can be at any given moment, something can be a race issue. Whether it be I have an issue with somebody else that's black and I think they're a liar because they're black, or whether I think they're a liar, it doesn't matter. The biggest secret propaganda is, if we would deal with it, is a lot of our issues go circle and trace back to racism or biased opinions. We don't deal with truthfully how we feel about stuff. Whether it be,
if you think about it, racism and lies go together. It can't be just one. It's both of them. Because if you think about it,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, again, I'm going to agree to strongly disagree because because I really don't see it that way. I see it. See, I guess because I don't look at it as race, I look at it as I judge the person on who they are. So when people say racism, I have a hard time saying racism. I'm just looking at, okay, I'm gonna judge a person for who they are, not because of the color of their skin. So it's like when I look at our world, our country, our world, our leaders are living lies. Is part of those lies racism? Yes.
that's what I'm saying.
So to me,
that's the issue.
like a subtopic. To me, it's a subtopic under living in a lie because we can go through this, and it's not just racism; it's a lot more than just racism. So that's why I said
But
that
it starts. That's the secret. That's the part we never want to talk about. That's the secret. That's how it keeps us divided. The biggest secret is we've been, and I was the same way. I used to say, no, I don't think. But when you boil this thing down to it, and you want to get to the root of it and the nitty gritty, we've all been kind of stereotyped into certain or labeled into certain pigeonholes based on race. Whether we agree with it or not, I think it's silly, but I think we should be judged by our character and who we are. But the reality is we're seeing it explode around us every day. And when you boil it back down to it, is racism and lies.
Because it's racism based on the color of our skin. They don't like us, like you said, we're black people, right? We're black. So you think people that's out here racist don't like us because they lying because of the fact that you know what I'm saying? It starts with racism. I really believe that it does start with racism. We cannot even take that out of the equation based on how the world was even just put together. You know what I'm saying? It's so racism has to be in there, and then
it's the secret. That to me, that's the biggest secret. The biggest secret is it's not just outside forces. We're racist against each other.
I think I'm looking at it as the lie. The lie is the main topic, and then under a lie is racism. That's how I look at it.
So
that's because my thing is
the lie up
across
here,
the board, because it doesn't matter if it's about race or anything else. Everybody's lying across the board.
So lying across the board, and then you break the lies in just
racism is one of those subtitles.
Got it.
That's what I'm saying.
Can follow that.
I'm not saying I wouldn't say racism is the number one thing. I'm saying people living in lies because it doesn't like living a lie. It doesn't have nothing to do with racism.
Right. Anybody can live a lie.
Right. Everybody can live a lie, but every lie is not about racism.
I agree. But I'm
So that's
saying
why I said overall,
so
the main topic to me is lies,
it's
and then
lies.
racism is one
So
of
then
things.
we
Right.
would put racism, secrets, blah 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 blah
Right.
blah under
Right.
lies. Is that what you're
That's what
saying?
I'm saying. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Is more so. I don't look at racism as the number one issue. I'm looking at the fact that people want to live a lie as the primary, and racism is one of those issues under that primary.
No, I'm not saying it's the main. I'm saying it's one of the secrets that we don't touch.
Right.
Because that's what I'm saying. When we start talking about secrets, when you ask the last question, you say, "What is a secret?" This, to me, that's one of the ones we don't touch that causes some of the main issues that we have.
Right.
Is by not really touching that one and owning that we all have bias and whatever issues with things at times. I think that that's what continues that whole cycle of what we're seeing repeating itself every few years.
Right. Because see, to me, live a lie, like right now, you got people still using racism as a reason why they can't achieve and do things in life. And I think that's the biggest lie, is like racism only stops you if you let it stop you. You still have control. I don't care what nobody says, you still have control over your outcome of your life. So when people say, well, the white man hold me down, okay, what white man's holding you down? And that's like, to me, that's one of my pet peeves.
The black man is holding somebody down.
Right,
That's
exactly.
What
that's what I'm saying. That's what I said is not. That's why I said, to me, it's more so about the lie than it is racism. Is people rather live a lie versus live in truth.
I can follow that, because you start off with the top with the lies, and then the secrets and the racism and all those things fall up under the lie. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
But let me ask a question. I need to interject real quick. So does it become racism, or is it racism when they say the first black ever? You know what I'm saying? Because you said, like y'all just said, that the white man or the black man can either hold you back or they can't. So when it comes to first black ever, because I always say when we see something that says the first black ever, it's not the fact that it's the first black ever professor or whatever. It's just the first time that white
acknowledged
people that run the country acknowledge black people for the first time. You see what I'm saying? So I think that has a lot to do with racism as well, though, because when you always say the first, because like as big as different races as it is on this world, Mario, and like I said, when we always say the first black ever, it's not because it's the first black ever that is this intelligent or this smart or whatever case. That's the first time that they acknowledge black people because of the fact that they hold the cards to. They really run the country. Really, we really just put it out there for real. They job.
But it goes back to what he said, though. The only reason we're going to have an issue with it is because we know it's a lie.
Right. I mean, that's what it's like.
So that's why I'm kind of following where it's like you're starting off.
You're giving more power to a lie.
Here,
when you say
all those other issues.
When you say racism is the number one thing, you're just feeding more into the lie, because racism doesn't stop us. Only time racism stops it if we let it stop us.
No, I didn't say it stop us.
I'm just saying that's just what I'm saying in general is, I mean, because like to me,
I didn't say it stop us. I say it's a secret. It's one of those secrets that a lot of people hold on to and say that it doesn't exist.
Well, what I'm saying is a lot of people use it as an excuse on why they can't get where they want to go.
Gotcha.
That's my problem I have with. That's why I say it's more about the lie than it is about racism, because people use racism as a lie to justify why they can't do things in life
or why they do things.
Right.
Okay. But my whole point in bringing up the racism thing is because I do still think it is one of those secrets that people hold on to, and it creeps out constantly into the fabric of either progression or regression. And whether it's an excuse that somebody has for themselves, whether it's a lie, whether it's a whatever, I think because people just don't want to admit that it's an issue a lot of times, it's one of those secrets that manifests itself later. It's going to always come out some way.
My thing is, in 2025, is racism a secret?
A lot of people still think it is.
I'm just saying, in 2025, is racism
you're
a secret?
Laughing. We may not think it. It's a lot of people who still think it is. There is you cannot go tell a lot of people that they have race issues.
That's living a lie. Got you.
Okay, right. I'll track with you on top of the lie about that. But that's what I'm saying. That's where the secret's coming in, and that's one of those secrets that has become very harmful to us over and over and over again, generation after generation after generation.
Right.
We use it and we say that it, like you said, group it all together, say it's one thing when hey, at the end of the day, as long as we don't admit that or don't deal with it, it's going to always be a constant sore spot. So,
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm going to say, do we, as the United States, as a country, do we have a problem with racism? Yes. The thing is that people that choose to live a lie about it is a whole different cat. That's a whole different situation. Is racism a secret? No, it's crystal clear. Everyone can see it. Everyone knows it exists. But it just like you said, it goes back to where it's like you control.
oh, you think
how
it's not a
racism
secret?
affects your house.
Look, you think it's not a secret?
What, that people are racist in the United States of America? That's not a secret. That's a given.
Okay. They don't. I'm telling you, it's a lot of people who don't think it's they don't want that to be that.
Like right now, for example, okay, all those people that choose to believe that Trump is innocent of all his crimes, that's living a lie. I mean, it's like that, but it doesn't have anything about being racist. No, it's just they want him to win. They want him to be this person. And
but what is it predicated upon, though?
It's because they want to pretty much want someone in position that can pretty much support their views, their values in life.
But that's what.
It's not racist. It's not just racism by itself.
But that's what, though.
What do you mean?
Because you can have somebody of any color in position that can support your views and whatnot, but that's not the issue with America. The issue becomes in, but what makes it? That's what I'm saying. That's the secret. Until we can have that conversation and say, hey, it's still about race. At the end of the day, if that was a black man, we already know we wouldn't be having this conversation. Not with the history and the da 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 da. So that's what I'm saying. We touch it, but then we back off and say it's because they want. At the end of the day, nobody black could be in that position with the history that this man has, and it would have been okay. That's the part where I keep saying we get there, but for us to get over it, we've got to start having these real conversations about the ultimate secret, which is this is about race. And if we don't all start understanding that, hey, we got to start seeing people for who and what they are, black, white, orange, green, or polka dot, we're going to always keep finding ourselves chasing our tail like a dog like this every couple of years in politics. As America, it's just getting really, really bad. People who are Haitian descent are being deported back. This is about, we're really turning into a race war. That's the secret. And until
I don't think it's a secret, but yeah,
but I'm telling you, because nobody wants to have the head-on collision about it. So that anytime you don't want to have conflict over the truth, then it's a secret. Somebody feels it's a secret. We may not on this podcast, but there's a lot of people who feel like they're covering up the fact that race is the issue or a lie is the issue, because we've determined that a lot of secrets are lies. So you don't think it's a secret. I see that a lot of people still think it's a secret. And I'm going to tell you the truth, until I started doing a lot of digging, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't understand. So they were secrets. So a lot of the stuff that has really happened is not taught in its truth in its entirety. They're secrets. You have to go dig for the truth. The truth is not told to us. You have to go find it. That's the part don't nobody want to talk about either. So, yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This election was crystal clear on what it was based on. I mean, that's what I say. It's not a secret. It was very crystal clear. I mean, and they're making it clear on what they're doing. So that's why I say I don't think racism is a secret anymore. I think they're making it very clear that their fight is to take it to where they're trying to come after people of color. So it's like I don't think it's a secret anymore. Where back in the 60s and the 50s, yeah, it was a secret and they didn't acknowledge it. Now they're being very crystal clear about it. So when you say secret, I'm that's the part I'm confused about because I don't see it as a secret because it's very right in our face on what they're doing. So
Now, if the secret holds a lie to it, then it's still a secret. They're not. The truth is not being told about why it's being done. It doesn't matter what we think it is. It's not until you admit that that's what's really going on. Then in their mind, that's not what's going on, and that's why nothing's being done about it. Because nobody's doing anything because the secret is we're not doing this because of race. That has nothing to do with it. We just want to make things back, blah, 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 blah. It's all these justifications when we can all see clearly that it's about race. But because it's not happening to just Black people, it's happening to anybody that's on a certain classification, the truth isn't being told. So that's what's being camouflaged and covered up. I don't care what nobody said. That we can sit here all day in our world and say it's not a secret, but it's a lot of people that are not facing the truth about what's happening. That's why nothing's being done.
That's why they're living a lie, right?
Right. That's why I said I can follow you with the lie being the top and then the other things falling under the lie. But right. I think one of the biggest ones that's under there is the way that we handle different situations pertaining to secrets that people think they have that aren't really secrets.
Okay. All right. So look, I know we got 2 minutes. So I gotta get to the next one. My 8 o'clock appointment, but we'll go ahead and end this to where, after all things are said, what if you had to say secret? Give it one word meaning. What would it be?
Lie.
Okay.
I would say deceit, illusions.
Okay. Oh, Marcella got up. Yeah. I would just say, I think all the above, like I said, is to hide something or to keep something away from people that really need to know what the truth is. But that's our show. I know I got a person beeping in now. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Like I said, tune in next Tuesday where we're going to, don't know the topic we're going to talk about next Tuesday, but get ready for that one. Well, I hope y'all enjoy the show. We'll talk to y'all later, and y'all have a great night.
Have a good evening.